Okay, welcome to class, and today we are talking about Rear Window. A small thing for this little video lecture. Bear with me a little bit. This is the second one that you're seeing, but it's the first one that I'm filming, so you're gonna have to. I have to apologize if these feel out of order because they are, for reasons that I don't know. I'll probably explain to you later, or possibly like time travel. I've already explained them to you in the next. Anyway, it's complicated. Don't worry about it. The point is, if you see something weird, it's because this one's being filmed out of order a little bit. So Rear Window, which you make sure you got to watch Rear Window before you watch this video. And oh my God, if you're planning on doing this class by watching my free videos and not watching the movies themselves, whoo, that's going to be a bad experience for you. So don't do that. You gotta see the movies, and I can try to help you guys find these things. But Rear Window is a couple of bucks to rent, and it really is one of the greatest films ever made. And my students love to make fun of me in this class because I keep telling people that whatever movie we're watching is my favorite movie, and they go, Professor, you said that about the other movie, but they're all my favorite movies. I promise you that if I had to make a list of my top 14 favorite movies of all time, they would be all of the films that I'm showing you in this class. So you really are getting I wouldn't show you a movie I didn't think was absolutely genius, because you only get to pick 14 for film class, so it's a pretty limited number. So let's take a look at, because I probably said 2001 was my favorite movie, or I will say it, but from your perspective, I may have already said it. Okay, so let's dive in with Rear Window. Um, Rear Window is directed by Alfred Hitchcock in the mid 1950s. The 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 crucial thing about 2001 is a movie that is art. It's very art. It's very abstract. It's very intense. It's very, very challenging. When you watch it, it's something like you find in it's like the film version of something you find in an art museum. It's a stunning, stunning thing. It's also, if we're being honest, it can be a little exhausting. Rear Window, by contrast, is a movie that is a a very crowd pleasing, popular. Everybody loves Rear Window. It's an entertaining film with a happy ending, and there's romance, and there's mystery, and it's got all of the blockbuster kind of elements, all of the fun stuff that people want to see in movies is in Rear Window. But one of the things that makes Rear Window amazing is it is also one of the smartest movies ever made. It's a very, very intelligent movie. And one of the reasons why I have Rear Window as the second film is that one of the things we're looking at in this class is there are movies like 2001 which feel like they're all art, but they're not. They're like very smart, but not necessarily the most fun. And then there are movies like a lot of superhero movies that are extremely fun but aren't that smart. And Rear Window is a movie that gets it right in the middle. Rear Window is both insanely brilliant and very, very intelligent, but also a huge crowd-pleasing movie that everybody loves with good-looking people in it that's exciting and fun and has murder and love and all kinds of things. I mentioned this, and this is one of my regular things that I'll say again and again, not only in this class, but in other classes that you take with me. Making movies is a form of thinking. When you guys think, you may write it in an essay, but when Hitchcock thinks, he makes it in the form of a movie. So it's a form of thinking, and so we're going to talk a little about what he's thinking about. For now, though, what I want to do is just to kind of, before I get to kind of the major themes and what's going on in the film, sort of at the theme level, at the philosophy level, at what are Hitchcock's thoughts on what subject kind of thing. I want to focus a little bit on how the movie's made. So what I'd like to do is kind of go through it, looking at some pretty basic categories. So let's do something real simple. One of my favorite things about the movie, music. The Rear Window, it does really interesting, unusual things with music. Outside of the title card, with the title of the movie on it. The music that you hear in Rear Window, and I'm going to give you a fancy vocabulary word that you don't really need, but here it is anyway. The music that you hear in Rear Window is what's called diegetic music. This is a really important thing to understand, the difference between diegetic and non-diegetic music. It's such a ridiculous word. No one's ever going to say that word to you. It's really important to understand the difference in diegetic and non-diegetic music, and it's also real important to understand the difference between diegetic and non-diegetic sound. So just there's a hilariously easy way to summarize this for everybody, which is to pick a movie that has both. If you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy has both diegetic and non-diegetic music. But diegetic, by the way, is a fancy word. It's like an ancient Greek word. It comes from Greek. It means story. So diegetic music is the music in the story, and non-diegetic music is the music for the story. What the hell does that mean? Well, if you've seen Guardians of the Galaxy, you know that it has a symphony style soundtrack, right? It has like a when bum bum bum, like there's music playing in the movie when excited. There's like battle music, um, and there's like a theme music. But the crucial thing is that and there's a guy who composed all that music. There's like one guy whose job it was to make the music for the film. Um, uh, the crucial thing is that the symphony music that plays when the characters are doing important things, the characters can't hear that, right? That's for you. Similar, like here, actually, here's a better example. When I was growing up, Batman had a theme song. Bum 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 bum. Batman doesn't know that song. That song is made by a guy named Danny Elfman, and they put it on the opening credits of the music, and that song is for me. Batman, the character, does not know that music. He doesn't walk around humming his own theme tune. It's music that was created for me to enjoy the film. Diegetic sound is different. Diegetic sound and diegetic music is music that the characters themselves can't hear. So in Guardians, that's why I mentioned Guardians of the Galaxy, is that in Guardians of the Galaxy, the main character has headphones and he likes to listen to music on the headphones. When he's jamming out to like cool music from the 1970s that his mom put on a cassette tape for him, he can hear it, and we can too, and it jumps. It doesn't just play out of his headphones; it plays loud for me to enjoy as well because they want to kind of use his music to become a shared music. But the important thing is that both the characters and like me, the audience and the characters can hear diegetic music, whereas non-diegetic music is only for me, the audience, and this really perfectly encapsulates something that I'm going to say again and again every class, which is this class is the simple way to look at movies is to just talk about what happens to the characters and why, as if they were real people. And a lot of high schools like that, where you read a book and they're saying, why did this person act like this, and what different decisions could they have made? And that's fun. That's a perfectly okay way to talk about literature. I don't want you to stop doing that. It's kind of limited. Um, the fancier thing to do is to talk about why the work of art was made by somebody in particular. Why was it made this way? The work of art was made, and why did the director make choices that they made, and what do audiences get out of it? So a lot of times when we talk about, if you just talk about it like it's an alternate universe, you get stuck. So anyway, I think I'll probably say this again with 2001. So all right, the crucial thing about Rear Window is that basically all of the music and all of the sound that you hear in the movie is diegetic sound. It's all sound that the characters themselves can hear. There's a decent amount of music playing, different kinds of music playing, and different kinds of sounds in the movie Rear Window. But it's all coming from the apartment complex. Very importantly, Hitchcock has a guy playing piano in his apartment that the entire apartment complex can hear. And then he has a party, and people are singing at the party. And all of this, and the Miss Torso across the way plays music when she practices her dance moves. So the point of it is that the music in the film it's very unusual. The music in the film is all generated by, basically, the music in the film is all generated by the characters in the film. Why does Hitchcock do that? Because he's trying to make you feel like you are Jimmy Stewart. And so he makes sure that he wants to connect you to the main character. And so he doesn't give you music that the main character can't hear, because that would separate. Then you and the main character would be having different experiences. You can hear the music and he can't. But if all the music is anchored to the main character, then you're anchored to him, because your experiences are his experiences. And that's one of the ways that Hitchcock gets you to view life from the perspective of the main character. Okay, music.